You can order the upper control arms used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Turn your engine off and set the parking brake. Before lifting your vehicle, it is necessary to measure the distance between the center of your wheel and the wheel arch. This will allow you to achieve an optimal tightening of the parts in their initial position. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Lift the front of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Honda Accord safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. To be able to replace the upper control arms on your vehicle, you need to remove the wheels to gain complete access to the suspension system. Don't forget to put the wheels under the vehicle. To gain access to the two bolts in the upper control arm bushings, it is necessary to remove the strut. To remove the 5 nuts holding the strut mount bearing, the bolt of the strut foot, the fork strut, and the shock absorber, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Struts Honda Accord. Once the strut has been removed, brush the nut holding the ABS sensor harness bracket to the upper control arm and spray it with penetrating oil. Using a ratchet and a 10mm socket, unscrew the nut holding the harness bracket. Then remove the support. You must then disengage the upper control arm ball joint from the wheel knuckle. Brush the upper control arm ball joint retainer nut and spray it with penetrating oil. Release the ball joint with a ratchet and a 14mm socket. Finish unscrewing by hand. Disengage the ball joint from its knuckle using a forked ball joint puller and a hammer. You now have access to the two bushings holding bolts of the upper control arm. Using a ratchet and a 14mm socket, unscrew the two bolts holding the upper control arm. Finish unscrewing by hand. You can now remove the upper control arm by pulling it towards you and moving it back and forth. Brush and grease the control arm area to facilitate its installation. Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoyed this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work. You can order the upper control arms used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Unscrew the ball joint retaining nut. Take the control arm. Then install it. Reinsert the bushing retaining bolts by hand until they make contact. It is important that the control arm slides easily in their slots before a final tightening is carried out. Using a wire brush, scrub the knuckle of the wheel knuckle. Then apply silicone grease to the flat part that will be in contact with the upper control arm ball joint sleeve. Do not grease the inside of the cone. Reinsert the ball joint. Then screw the castle nut back on. Finish tightening using the wrench. Take the cotter pin and fit it into the castle nut. Use a screwdriver to bend the cotter pin around the castle nut. Put the metal bracket of the ABS sensor harness back on the upper control arm, then screw it back on. In order to not cause damage, it is necessary to tighten the front retaining bolts in the vehicle on the ground position. Lift the wheel knuckle with the jack until the original measurement between the center of the wheel and the wheel arch is reached. Then complete the tightening of the holding bolts. Finish the tightening of the bolts with the torque wrench. Remove the jack. Now you need to reinstall the strut. To do so, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Struts Honda Accord. You can purchase the parts we used here by visiting our website at CarParts.com. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. During this operation, you will be intervening on the front axle of your car, so it is advisable to perform a wheel alignment afterwards. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing the wheels in place. Operation complete.